I observed a magpie funeral once. I was riding my bike back into Boulder, and there was a carcass in the road, and there were 4 magpies around the carcass. Just basically, you can't, I mean, if you watch them, you'd know that they were going, what's going on? I thought they were grieving. Then slowly but surely, one bird left and brought back pine needles and twigs and put it by the carcass. About a year later, I got a video from a woman in Canada with this showing the exact same thing. So do magpies grieve? Do they have funerals? Well, John Maslov would argue that they do, and that corvids do. So there's this whole string and this wide array of emotions that these animals feel. The only way to really explain their behavior with any reliability is to grant them their highly evolved and adaptive cognitive and emotional capacities.
I like to just share things with people that I think are a bit surprising. In the case of snakes, reptiles, snakes are one of the most reviled of all vertebrate animals, and yet exquisite, beautiful creatures, beautifully adapted to their way of life and very successful despite our depredations on them. Rattlesnakes have been found to have social lives, and they have lifelong friendships that they form. That, of course, requires individual recognition and memory, which are basic cognitive abilities that we shouldn't be surprised about, but people have often not even thought about whether they have that, never mind believe that they did. One of the cool things they do, kind of a virtuous example, Marc's written a lot about animal virtue. It's a great area because people can relate. Nannying and babysitting is something that's been observed in rattlesnakes. While some mothers go out to forage, there's another mother will stay behind and look after their children, their baby snakes, as well as their own.
I remember many years ago hearing about how hens, when they are on their eggs, will actually sing to their babies in the eggs, and the little ones in the eggs actually chirp back. And that blew me away. And I promptly put that on a poster campaign and got it all out there because those are the things that make you, when people are digging into their, $10 mini chicken, make them pause and think, oh my God. Once you hear that, you can't get it out of your brain.
No. So, I mean, chickens do care about what happens to themselves and what happens to others around them, including their chicks.
I always use dogs, as I call them, like a gateway species to bridge the empathy gap. I bring it home. So when people get hot, I don't get hot because it's just not my style. I'll just say, oh, do you have a dog? Uh-huh. Does your dog like playing? Uh-huh. Does your dog miss you? Uh-huh. Does your dog love other dogs? Uh-huh. Well, what about cows and pigs who you eat? Or what about the dogs in the lab who you maim and torture? I'd have students come and say, so-and-so told me about his dog at home, how he loves to play and how he misses him. And then he's supporting all this research on torturing mice and rats and other mammals. I'll stick to mammals now. I don't know how they do it. I mean, I really don't. Early in my career, I was faced with that, and I left the program because I just couldn't manage it.